Hello everyone. So today I'm riding the Royal Enfield Himalayan. I wanted to try this bike for a very long time, but because of some reasons I was not able to. But today I'm riding it. First I will be riding it on the road on good surface, and then I will be taking it off-road. So let's start this video. So as soon as you sit on this bike, the bike looks huge, but as soon as you sit on it, you won't feel like that. It really takes your body and confines it inside itself, and you won't feel like that this is a really big bike. And these handlebars, they are straight handlebars, so maneuvering this bike is really easy, and you sit in a really straight position. And the best part is the seat. It's awesome. Like after riding my KTM, this feels like a sofa to me. And this wind protector, the windscreen, is really good, but there's still some buffeting around my head. So now let's start the bike and talk while riding. So as soon as you start the bike, the first thing is the grunt and the exhaust note of this bike. So now let's take it. When I was taking it there, I thought the rear surface of the bike will touch on the ground, but this bike has so much ground clearance that you don't need to worry about that. So riding this bike right away, one thing I can tell you is that this motor really loves to rev. Like, you see, it loves to rev, and I was not expecting this out of a Royal Enfield. Cruising on this bike on 80-100 kilometers per hour is really easy, though there are some vibrations on the handlebar and also on the mirrors, but considering this is a Royal Enfield, that is like nothing. The seating position, as I just told you, is really comfortable. The seat is really comfortable. There's a little bit of buffeting around my head, but a bigger windscreen will solve that issue easily. One thing that might let this bike down is this bike does not have a 6th gear, so that might decrease its performance on the highways, because I think giving it a 6th gear will make it an awesome bike for highways. Now talking about the instrument cluster, this has so many things to tell you. Like you have the speed in kilometers as well as miles. You have the service intervals, kilometer, clock, the gear position indicator, the ref counter, the compass, the fuel indicator, and a lot of things. So I will not get into all of that because that will take a whole video. The suspension on this thing has really been thought out and is so good. Like it has been tuned so nicely. You have that stability because this bike is big, okay? So this bike has that stability also and has that comfort also when you go through the bad sections of the road. And this engine has so much torque and power. Many might be thinking what it's like on the corners, okay? So leaning this bike is really easy because of this handlebar. It's really straight and it stays really calm and composed during the corners. But the thing that lets this down are the tires, but they start losing grip as soon as you start leaning too much. So that is a thing that you need to take care about. But this bike is meant for off-road riding more than what it's meant to be on the roads. The styling of this bike, you can say it like it's meant to be practical, and this bike has been made for a purpose. So this bike has a purposeful design, like you can put things here, things in the back, you can put the containers and bags, all sort of things. So this bike has been made for a purpose and the design is purposeful. And I love the design. The switch gear and everything has been laid out really well and is of good quality, but still you can see there's rusting on some places, so that needs to improve. The gearbox on this thing is a really good one. It's really precise, really direct, and has a lot of feedback while shifting, but the shifting is a little hard. it takes a little bit of effort to shift the gear because that lever is not that smooth. So it takes a little bit of pressure, a little bit of force to change gear on this thing. Now enough of talking for the good road, the on-road part. Now let's take it off-road. The throttle also has been set really nicely, so it does not give you power like instantly. It's linear. That is really good for off-roading. Now let's take it down this hill. The suspension has been tuned so well that it takes up the bumps but also gives you the control. The bike never gets out of control, and this handlebar really lets you move this bike around really easily. I took this bike down there also. That takes a little bit of concentration, so I was not vlogging there. But I can tell you one thing, the throttle sensitivity is really good. It's really linear, so that is a really good thing for off-roading. And the suspension has been tuned so well that does not get out of control and gives you the comfort also. So a really good and well thought out suspension. And the rear has so much ground clearance that not once did it touch the ground. And this handlebar, which was really good for leaning the bike in the corners, also proves really good here in off-road because it makes maneuvering this bike around really easy when you're standing. And talking about standing on this bike while off-roading, these foot pegs give you a lot of grip and confidence while standing on this bike. And this engine has so much torque that you won't feel like you are ever running out of power. So now let's go up. The first gear is also really long, so while off-roading you don't need to shift the gears all the time, and first gear has a lot of torque also, so that is a really good thing. It's a little windy today, so please excuse that wind noise. So what is the final verdict? This bike is very practical, a really good engine, powerful engine, really comfortable seating position, an instrument cluster that has so many features I can't tell you, a really good bike for off-roading, a really practical bike for doing highway runs because the suspension has been tuned so well that it performs at high speed as well as for off-road purposes. So it is really stable at high speeds, very less vibrations. I will not say no vibrations, but very less. And the rear brake really good. Front one can be improved, so that is a thing that can be improved if you are listening Royal Enfield. So if you want a rugged bike that you can take it on highways, on off-roads, and if this bike fulfills your needs, I will say go buy it because there is no other bike like this in the Indian markets right now. And this bike is available in Jabalpur for 1,90,000 on road. This can give you around 35 kmpl. So not bad for a bike with such a huge engine, such a powerful engine. So yeah, this was my review for the Royal Enfield Himalayan. So do not forget to hit the like button. Also subscribe if you haven't till now, and turn on the bell notification so that you get notified about my each and every video. And comment down below what you think about this bike. And thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next video. Bye.
Thank you.